Hi everyone, so this video is going to be about, well, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to call it yet, but it's to do with kind of negativity in your life. And I know that it's not kind of beauty related, but for some reason I've just been thinking about this idea for a really long time, because I feel like, especially when you're on YouTube, but in real life too, there are those people that just make you feel negative about yourself, about your own life, about choices you've made in your life, people that just make you feel a bit negative. And it's not always necessarily people that you're jealous of or anything like that. It's people who just don't, I don't know, I think like in a world where social media is such a big thing, you know, everybody has Twitter, everybody has Facebook, you can paint this image of who you'd like to appear to the public eye on Facebook, and you know, you can say that you're doing this and you're seeing so and so, and you know, you're going out and tag yourself here and tag yourself there, and you can kind of make it look like you've got this really exciting, amazing life, when the reality of it is you're sat in your pajamas watching EastEnders. And you can kind of paint this portrait of this really glamorous, fast-paced woman. I'm saying woman because kind of like that's what I've noticed, but I feel like people, you know, men do it as well. And people can kind of create this image like they've got the perfect relationship, the perfect family, and you're kind of left looking at this thinking, oh, you kind of left feeling a little bit inadequate in a way, because you feel like, oh God, look how perfect their life is, what's wrong with mine? You know, people who have got so much money and they like to talk about it on Facebook and that kind of thing. And I think that you just kind of end up not realising that they're probably faking it too. And I think to a certain degree, especially on like social media, we all fake it a little bit. We don't, you know, say the truth about everything that's happening to us, and I think that's good. There are a few people who are very truthful about things on Facebook and that kind of thing, and I personally don't like it. I don't want to know everyone's private business. Well, I do, but I want to find out about it on my own. I don't want to read about it on their statuses. But you get this kind of people as well, not just on social media platforms, but in your life as well, where you can't quite explain why, but it's just somebody who makes you feel negative about you or about your life. And I knew someone who was, I'm trying to think of a way to say it without kind of revealing too much in case that person watches, which I'm sure they don't, but you know, just in case. An acquaintance of mine, let's say. She wasn't a friend of mine, and I had only ever been really nice to her. I'd really tried to kind of befriend her, but something about this woman just rubbed me up the wrong way and made me feel really inadequate, and made me feel like she was patronising me and just kind of judging me for everything. And I'm not good with judgment. I am a very, very, very judgmental person. You probably don't realise this about me, but it's not my finest quality, and I admit it. I am a very judgmental person, and that's probably why I don't deal with judgment very well, because I'm the one that does it. I don't like people doing it to me, and in a way that's kind of why it's hard for me to be on YouTube sometimes, because people judge you for everything and people criticize every little thing that you do, and I'm not good with criticism and I'm not good with judgment. I just get defensive, and I really, really just don't handle it very well. You know how some people take criticism brilliantly? Not here. So I think that this particular person anyway was a little bit, I don't know, a little bit unhappy with her own life or something like that. I'm not quite sure what it was. But she would constantly say things and do things to make me feel a little bit inadequate. And I only realise this kind of now because I'm no longer in touch with this person. I have completely just removed this person out of my life because I just don't need that kind of negativity in there. And somebody said to me a few days ago, how come I've started putting my comments on my videos upon approval? And the reason that they're on approval now and not how they used to be was because it was just getting ridiculous, the amount of like silly, judgmental, nasty comments that were coming, and then it would spark a fight with other comments, and it was just not necessary. And I thought, right, that's it. The key to not having that negative presence in your life is to just remove it, and you can. And on YouTube, I watched, I think it was one of Grace's videos where she said that people that are, you know, celebrities and that kind of thing, they have managers, they have PR people who go through their hate mail, who go through the papers for them, who shield them from having to see the horrible things. Whereas when you're on YouTube, no one shields you. I can, you know, wake up in the morning, and go on, you know, YouTube to check my messages, and I'll have a private message and I'll think, oh, what's that? And normally private messages are private things, you know, like people want to share a story with me or something like that. So I like private messages, and I opened it and it was a private message from someone saying that they thought I was a stuck up bitch and that I should do the chubby bunny tag. And I was just like, oh my god, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. What is this? You know, like, why is this happening? Because no one shields you from it. You can't filter the horribleness. It just gets to you. And I think even people who aren't on YouTube, like when you go on Facebook, for example, you'll see things that are guaranteed to upset you or to annoy you or to make you feel bad about something, but you can't remove those things. You can't like unfriend someone because it seems rude. So what I have done is on Facebook you can stop people appearing in your news feed, and that's what I have done. People who make me feel a bit crap about my life and make me feel a bit, you know, down and that kind of thing, I just don't remove them as friends. I just remove them from my news feed. I can't remember exactly how you do it. You like go onto their profile and click where it says friends, and then it says something like most updates or something like that, and then you can click it. So I remove them from my newsfeed so I don't have to see what they're getting up to. And the first few days, I'm not going to lie, you will go onto their profile and see what they're saying, because you're going to kind of, it's that thing of, oh, you're not allowed to look, so you're going to go and have a look. But after a few days that blows over and you're not going to want to have a look anymore, and you're not going to care anymore, and it's like someone has just taken that negative presence and removed it from your life. And obviously it's a little bit harder, for example, if it's like someone that you work with or someone that you know, it's a little bit harder to just remove them from your life, but you have to kind of in your head remove them as a negative factor. And as difficult as that sounds, it isn't. It's actually really easy, like I said that I did with this particular woman. I just thought, right, okay, you are not having this kind of effect on me anymore, you're not worth it, and it's just not happening anymore. And I just stayed as far away from her as I could. I didn't speak to her, and now I just couldn't care less if that person, you know, wanted to talk to me or whatever it was. I couldn't care less, because you've removed the negative factor from your life. You don't need it there, and it doesn't have to be there. That's the thing. People always say, you know, like, oh, you've got to learn to get on with everybody and all that kind of thing, and I don't think that's true. I think if you've got someone who's making you feel negative about yourself, making you feel negative about your life, they don't have to be there. And I have, for example, a family member who, a distant family member, who would always make look comments about me. It was always about how I looked and about my weight, because they knew that it bugged me, and he would do it deliberately, until one day he did it in, is it called a thread, when like you have an attached conversation on Facebook? I can't remember, but they attached my name into this conversation anyway, and they were talking about the snow, that it had been snowing or something, and I said something, and then he made a kind of weight related comment back, something about, you know, oh, your fat will keep you warm in the winter. And the hilarious thing is that this person that we're talking about is the most giant person in the world. He is extremely like clinically overweight, so not really in a position to be talking about anyone else, but they're obviously doing it to make themselves feel better, which is a different matter. But yeah, he put a comment, something about that. So instead of replying, I just removed myself from that conversation, and as harsh as it may sound, I removed him as a friend from my Facebook account. And he has since sent me a few friends requests, which I just ignore, because I just think I don't need that kind of crap in my life. I don't need it. I don't need to subject myself to that kind of judgment when it's just unnecessary. So yeah, those are kind of my ideas, or I don't know if you'd even call them tips really, on that kind of thing. And I really like making videos where I just kind of sit and talk about something. I find them really interesting, and so many of you love them, and you always tell me that you want me to make more of these. So if you've got any other topics that you'd like me to do, then let me know. Obviously, like not too much kind of topics that are kind of too, like, you know, relationshipy or sex advice or something like that, because I'm not going to do that. And I'm obviously not an expert in that kind of area anyway either. But I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you found it helpful. And if you've got any questions or any other ideas for these types of videos that you would like me to do, then definitely let me know, and I will try my best to accommodate your requests. So I hope you'll have a fab day, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.